But yes, for anyone just tuning in, welcome back to the grand finals. It's a best of 5. Rifkin, wait a minute. A best of 5 grand finals isn't that hype. It is when you know there's a bonus match happening and the winner has to defend their prize money. I'll explain that more in a bit, but before we get there, I've got the applause spot on. Guys, I've got some food in me. I've got some energy. Let's make some noise for these intros because this is the grand finals. After all, this tournament, $1,200 deep. And here we are, finally a month later, in its conclusion. To the bottom left side of the map. They just took victory. They're back at it for more. We've got the blue Protoss. He's
Goblin.
And his ally to the far south, the Red Terran. The crowd goes wild for him because he is on Team Liquid. It's
uThermal.
Ooh. A little burp. I don't know what that was. Ah! Top right. Grab screens for this guy. He's also streaming right now. It is Harstem.
Harstem.
And last but not least, in the top center, he is a little bit French, but we can forgive him. It's the purple Zerg.
Denver.
Most golf clappiest claps. Okay. So Denver, Harstem, Goblin, and uThermal, they both took on NA teams of players that were more committed to the 2v2 scene than they were the 1v1 scene. Yeah, let's go ahead and mute that for now. We'll turn that back on in a bit. Anyways, and they both came out with flying colors. Both teams, same score, 3-1 and 3-1. It was not an easy task getting here. But now they face off against pros on pros. And Goblin and uThermal, I don't know about you guys, but they're my favorite for the series. They've just got a record for it. They've got really good team synergy. Oh my god damn it. Slow Knot just gifted out 10 subs. Thank you, man. I'm actually going to disable the alerts for that because that's going to go on for a while, but I don't appreciate that any less. Guys, actually, you know what? The applause is back on. Can we get some Pog champs? Not just for Slow Knot, but for Heartbroke and for Gibby and for everybody who's been here supporting today. For all the people who contributed to the match arena to bring this tournament up to what it is. There you go. Make some noise. These cheers are for you. If you use the coupon code, if you watch the stream, these ones are for you guys. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you everybody again for your support, no matter how big or how small. This tournament wouldn't be happening without you guys. uThermal's gonna hop up to the main base, and with these Reaper, we haven't actually seen much Reaper play out of him until just now. I guess feeling very confident to do this against Harstem. We also have Goblin in with a combo. It's kind of a 2v1. Harstem pulls to the backside. He does have some adepts to fight against the Reapers. Oh no, excuse me, those were Goblins adepts. Blah. Stalkers are what Harstem has. The blue and blue throw me off there. I finally got color blinded on without being colorblind. I understand your problems now, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyways, this fight didn't go so well over on the right side, so they turn it around, take it to the Zerg base, but there's a lot of queens up here to help defend, so slaying the dragon, not so easy. Does get one of the queens, though, and the adepts make it through that transfer out of the base. Reapers are going to be in full retreat, and ultimately not crazy huge losses for our top team, but they were caught a little off guard, so 5 probes, 2 drones, and a little bit of army on the side. I think what really hurts from that, though, is that they didn't really kill anything in retaliation. The adepts got out alive. 1 Reaper died. So that same attack that they were just faced with is coming back with even more for round 2. Oh, that's stutter step 2. There's not even enough. The shield battery can't do anything about this. Oh, it's a massacre. What was that, like 5 probes before? Now it's 13? Oof. And Goblin went around for an Oracle onto Denver's base. Now, if you guys missed out on the semifinals, one thing we saw, Denver pulled off a 1v2, which was phenomenal and crazy and cool. I don't know if he'll do it again, but one thing's pretty sure, he can explode. If he gets to explode with workers, he can totally carry this team if he needs to. So it's very important that while these guys are doing really well damage to Harstem, Denver's actually still on 37 drones. He's very confidently still droning, taking a 3rd base. He's not too shook by this. Or at least his resolve is not shaken. Is there a code? We already used up all the codes on the last tournament. So Match Arena was really nice. They give us like over $200 in codes to help sponsor the tournament. And we used them all up. So shout out to all you guys once again, those who used the codes, and that was what the crowd applause was for earlier. I don't need to gratify you again, you sick monsters. Speaking of sick monsters, these Reapers look unstoppable. The Queen wants to fight back, but she can't. If she pauses to fight, the Reapers pounce. Zergling's trying to get on top of the Reapers, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to grenade and hop the fuck out of the base. Oracles don't have to commit to this either, and of course, this always leaves the threat of other bases being open. Workers being harassed like crazy. Goblin getting in here and shredding drones. Harstem's probe line under attack once again. No, he recalls back home to deflect this, but I don't know if he can. This might be too many Reapers. Okay, uThermal's not going to overcommit, but I mean, if you look at the production tab, this is the 5 Rax Reapers. I was not joking about that when I talked about this in the previous series. This is a man who's dirty enough to go 5 Rax Reaper. And I'm a man stupid enough to turn the applause bot back on. If you guys like these moments, make sure to climb them up. Oh, double kill on the Queen. I mean, Harstem's army is the real thing pushing this back, but it's not like these guys are so forwardly committed to this. Back at home, Goblin is slowly transitioning into Phoenix. Looks like there's a little Zergling harass to deal with, but that's something they can totally manage. Yeah, Goblin. Oh no, forget about Goblin. uThermal up here tearing through the stalkers. It's like a 2-shot stutter step. Denver tapping out to say GG. Harstem dropping out too. Game 1 goes to Goblin and uThermal. All right. Game number 2 here for the finals. Still going down. Spawning here in the top left side of the map. They've got 1 point on the board, and they abused the shit out of that point with Reapers. Of course, we have the red Terran uThermal and his ally, the blue Protoss Goblin. To the bottom right, we have the teal Protoss Harstem and his ally, the purple Zerg Denver. Gibby wants to know, what is the prize pool breakdown? We had to change that because we ended up raising a lot of money. And I wrote this down on Team Liquid, I think. Yes. Okay. First place prize is worth $500. Second place prize is worth $150. And of course, the guys who bottomed out already, $75 a piece, which will probably round up to 80 just to make it easier for splitting for teammates. But the key thing I stress again is that the winning team here still has to defend 50% of their prize pool against Beastyqt and Max Packs. So $50 per win. Maybe they hold a 5-0. They don't lose a single dollar. Either way, we're happy to give Beastyqt and Max Packs a chance to get some of that good money. And we of course raised, what was it like? Or no, we had $360 go out through qualifiers to many different teams, which still has yet to be paid out. But Gibby says just 13. Oh, did you donate? You little shit. I'm gonna have to do my math all over again. He did. He is a legend after all. Gibby donated another $100 to the prize pool. Now look, okay, here's my plans for this. And Gibby, I want to make sure you're comfortable with this because I don't want to like you regret putting money towards this. We were given a $200 donation in stream earlier today to do another 2v2 tournament in April. What I would think is, rather than change the prize values of what we have right now, would you be upset if I took that $100 and just tacked it on to that so the next month starts at 300? Or would you prefer that this money be distributed amongst the players here today? I will let you pick. It's your money. And it's definitely not because they just don't want to do the math, which is part of it, but that's not the reason, okay? Okay, we're gonna do some harassment. Oh, he sprayed some salt. I love it. This is your, that's fine. Okay, cool. Then that's what we'll roll with. Easy peasy. And you don't want to do math on street. Dude, you know me too well, dude. Look at me a little bit, column A, a little bit, column B. So guys, this means thanks to combination of TJ Juxon and Gibby, we now have $300 for another 2v2 tournament. This one's not even finished yet. So thank you guys. Reaper's doing some pretty good damage once again. Man, they're really dialing up the cheese. I'm really fascinated by this too, because for uThermal and Goblin, they didn't do this at all in the previous set. And I don't know if it's that like they maybe gave some respect to their would-be 2v2 competitors, or maybe they just know this is a weakness of Harstem and Denver. Whatever the case is, this harassment, this Reaper BS has been working out pretty well. And of course, it's in the very capable hands of uThermal. That being said, this hasn't won the game yet. This has just started off strong. This has to snowball to do more. With how much he's investing into it, more racks are coming down as well. It does mean there's a potential transition out of this to bio, but I mean, we'll see how long that takes to get to. Still though, 5 racks on the order, and of course a natural base for both. Oh, I forgot to turn the alerts back on. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you very much for the resub, Commander Fox. Cheese, please. Well, I had grilled cheese. Hope that was pleasing enough. Yeah, there's +1 weapons. I really like this because even if he were to stick on Reapers, which I don't know if he will, he might be crazy enough to do it. Because +1 actually helps Reapers a ton. Reapers attack twice, so they get double the benefit of weapon upgrades. Not saying that Reapers are really good unless you should mass Reapers because you have +1. It does transition into the Marines and the Marauders after, but my point is Reapers get a lot of benefit out of this. Harstem gonna recall the Oracle back home. Nice, it makes it back home alive. Leads to some possible defense here, aiding against the Reaper problem, which is just that, a problem. It's funny because I've seen players do uThermal and Optimus and a few others in the past. I've seen do 5 racks Reaper in actual 1v1s. It seems like a bit of a meme, but it's something that can snowball so uncontrollably badly if not handled properly. And because so few people are willing to do something this dumb and reckless, I don't think a lot of pros have practice against it per se. Look, at the end of the day, worker count's pretty much even for both. Both teams have natural bases. In fact, Denver has a 3rd. Right? This opening has not been amazing or terrible. Schrodinger's cat, until we measure it and open the box, until we see the result of these Reapers finally dying, were they worth it or not? And I gotta say, these Reapers probably not worth the investment. He's still pumping out 5 at a time though, and +1 weapons is nearly done, so my opinion on that very well may change. Again, really stressing, +1 helps Reapers a ton, but it's still going up against things like Stalkers. Stalkers can't kite Reapers the same way they can Marines though. He scans ahead. I guess both players are a little worried of what they run into, but oh, the Reaper grenade is going to toss them all over the place. Stalkers will get lifted up and picked off as well. Reapers pouncing on what they can. Oh, he's picking up the low Stalkers. It's kind of a not that helpful of a move, actually. Here on the ramp too, there's a lot of grenades so that the Zerglings will not easily chase into this, and if they do chase into this, the Reapers are waiting at the top with those +1 weapons, and uThermal is shredding everything here to bits. Goblin's just sitting here to try to police the Stalkers. He can actually hop down to the low ground. He's not going to though. Full commitment, all bravery. Oh my god, the balls on uThermal. The size of these things right now. He pushes through the mineral lines, but now he's got a choke in his favor. The pylon cancels to open that up, goes to the mineral lines, and once again, these +1 weapon Reapers are tearing through the Zerglings. Anybody think, oh, is uThermal done? No, he's got 5 more Reapers coming out behind us. Production cycles, just Reaper after Reaper after Reaper. GG. Oh my god, not again. uThermal and Goblin take game number 2. Yeah, we're getting into what is possibly the last game. It's 2-0, heavily favoring one of the teams. But before we get into this, guys, I want to remind you real quick, Harstem is streaming twitch.tv/Harstem. I highly recommend watching his first-person point of view and hearing his commentary. Maybe interchanging between this and his. But let's keep the applause going. Let's get those Pog Champs rolling. We got a best of 5 I got to introduce. Speaking of introductions, spawning here to the top left, we've got the blue Protoss in Lexus Phoenix. Give it up for
Goblin.
and his ally, Big Red uThermal. To the bottom right, some pretty good teams though. The French Shark player,
Denver.
and his ally, the one and only
Harstem.
I will say this much, guys. I did not expect a full day of 2v2s to be this great. But we had some pretty good games. All things considered, the mostly one-sidedness of it. I think that the 2v2v2v2 we did at the start is definitely the best part of today. No question about it. But if you want, yeah, can I add the multi-Twitch link? Yeah, go ahead. If it doesn't time you out. I don't remember if it times out subs or not. But yeah, so Harstem and Denver have a lot to work on here. I'm not sure what their game plan is, but they've been cheesed out 2 games in a row, and I'm going to tell you what, they're going to feel bad about that. That's definitely something super frustrating and not something that they're probably super happy with right now. But hopefully with the map pick being Emerald City, this is a really massive map. Like base to base distance here is much larger, much longer, so it'd be much more difficult to keep that reinforcement line going. Is he gonna do it? Is he a madman? That's a factory. Okay. So no second barracks, no 5 barracks, no super stupid reapers. So uThermal Goblin, luckily with them being up in the series like this, they have a lot of flexibility with what they'd like to do. And if they want to go back to basics and just do Phoenix with like, I don't know, bio or whatever, frankly, it doesn't really matter, but Mass Phoenix plus Terran against Harstem and Denver, I think this would be a better game for Denver and Harstem overall, but I still think it's something very powerful. I think, not to say the race is overpowered, but I think there's a lot of very strong units Terran brings to the anti-air game that Zerg just simply doesn't. Although I will say, through all these games, I've been really itching to see more infestor usage. I'm surprised because, I mean, you get a decent fungal in a 1v1 and it's already really worth it. You're just statistically going to hit more units in a 2v2 because there's more people to hit. I think fungal growth would be amazing to see more of. But regardless, we do have Mac out of uThermal. He's actually going to probably rush out Blue Flame. We've seen him do this a couple times already. I have no problems with this, no qualms with this whatsoever. He's going to transfer that second one over and have a lot of Hellions to do a lot of damage. And we saw this with Nug and Knight. Regrettably for them, they just suffered to constant run-bys out of uThermal. Like, uThermal's Hellions were the silent killers of those two, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's a little bit of a bummer. Our bonus match is getting postponed today. But for those who are itching for some more StarCraft, I'll tell you, I will be planning to be here tomorrow for the ESL Cups. I may even consider staying up late tonight for the ESL Korea Cup, but with daylight savings, that starts at 10 p.m. now. That's kind of really rough. Oh, okay. Nice micro on the Hellions. I mean, I'm talking about like this is already over. It's not. I'm really, really genuinely hoping Harstem and Denver can bring this back. Will you upgrade your exclamation mark schedule for next month? I have not actually planned April out yet, but as soon as I do, I will update it for sure. I will say this much though, and dear StarCraft fans, I know a lot of you are not going to be pleased to hear this, but the whole week, this whole week, I've been doing a lot of They Are Billion streams. I'm playing that at 800% difficulty, which is the max difficulty, and it's been so much fun. It's been so stressful, and I've been so upset. But the rewarding feeling of beating those games have felt so good. So I may actually try and intentionally schedule some of those for the upcoming weeks. I know it won't be StarCraft, it's not a lot of viewers, but I've just really been enjoying it a lot. Not to say that's ever going to replace StarCraft. I know every time I talk about another game, StarCraft dead, quit StarCraft. No, nothing like that. Oh, this Blue Flame Hellion Blitz though. Oh, he can't even just pick him up with a Phoenix. He'd love to just pick him up with a Phoenix, but if he does, he loses the fight to Goblin's Phoenix. And Goblin has 1 extra Phoenix, which is actually kind of a big deal. The Hellions just blitz right on through, and even if the Hellions do get picked up, there's not enough energy on these Phoenix to stop all of them. Roaches need to get involved with the fight. Orca kill count here, not crazy off the hooks, but 12 dead drones for 8 Hellions is not a bad trade in a 2v2. uThermal's probably pretty satisfied with that. Wait, was that a fleet beacon? Was he did it. He went fleet beacon. He's gonna rush out Anion Pulse Crystals. Okay, I don't like this upgrade. And to explain why here a little bit is, like, it's good to have. I'm not gonna say you ever shouldn't have this. And it looks like we have Goblin thinking about this too. But rushing it out is the thing I think is oftentimes a weird mistake, because Phoenix move at the same speed as one another. So, like, if you can stay outside of range and kite your opponent's Phoenix, great. But if you get in range for even a second, they're going to be able to match you in speed, and that range bonus goes out the door. So I think just having more Phoenix would be way better. Oh, the stacking of the drones there! Had a bit of a heart attack on Denver's behalf, but luckily Denver didn't need to. Oh! Ah! Okay, splits him, gets a few more kills here towards the end. My God. Blue Flame is so volatile. Also, Harstem's, just like I said before, outnumbered 13-6 now on the Phoenix count, making it really difficult to take any kind of fight, and now just super far behind. And it's not like he could just not respond. These Phoenix need to be dealt with, but he sacrificed them. Okay, there's the annual pulse crystals coming into effect. Look at that. If he can do this perfectly, great. But again, if Goblin gets in range for even a second, like right here, that range upgrade goes right out the window. It's a shame that Mass Phoenix is optimal Protoss play. I disagree, because it's not really optimal Protoss play. It's more like optimal early game play, because we've seen this in so many games. All of these Phoenix transition into carriers eventually. Oh my god, the drones are insane. Are you kidding? No! Oh my god, he's splitting them! He's still dying so much. There's 33 dead drones now. Denver's still on 44, but he's got almost no army supply to speak of. 7 roaches and 3 queens, because every single mineral has gone into replacing these drones. And that's just brutal. It's not been by sky, but by ground. And these blue flame Hellions wrap in once more. He's just happy to kamikaze these. Because look, if you were to do this in a 1v1 and you keep losing Hellions like this, your opponent's going to counterattack, you're going to get punished. But in this game, uThermal has Goblin winning the air battle. So uThermal can afford to make these mistakes for the worker kills because Goblin has his back. This would be something this would be way too risky to be doing the way uThermal's been doing it, but absolutely it's working here in the 2v2. You should also know Harstem's lost a few probes too, but it's been more about the drones than anything else. Purple beams to purple beams. GG, there's the tap out, ladies and gentlemen. Goblin and uThermal take the clean 3-0 here in the grand finals.